Hey there, SpeedGaming. My name's GigaOtomia, and I've got Headings here with me. I'm going to be playing Wrecking Crew 98, and I'm going to do any percent. Headings, why don't you talk me in?
Yeah, so Wrecking Crew is an interesting puzzler. I akin it to a bit of Wario's Woods, with the majority of it also being like tile match games like Tetris Attack or Pokemon Puzzle League, for those who might be familiar. So you'll see here that Giga is controlling Mario while also trying to match these blocks based on their color. There's a lot happening on screen right now, so just try to keep focused on Mario. This is the versus story mode that we'll be doing here tonight. So essentially, Giga will be going through levels, defeating each of the levels enemies, and then moving on, much like you would in Tetris Attack. The difference is, though, kind of in there. You'll notice that enemies are kind of spawning in as Giga's trying to match these blocks and going through. Another key gameplay difference you might notice here is Giga has no control over the tiles directly, aside from breaking them or turning these levers on the left-hand side of the screen to shift the tiles over to the right. That is one of the unique properties of this game. Giga, would you like to explain how bombs work? I
Sure.
can't remember the exact specifics.
So, bombs. When I hit the X button, a row of blocks will drop from the top of the screen. Every second row that I drop from the top of the screen will have one bomb block in it. When you hit a bomb with your hammer, it will explode in a 2 radius plus shape. And that can destroy any block, including steel blocks, which come from yellow combos or chains.
Yeah, and we're already through the first level. This game is really quick. I think the world record is like sub 10 minute, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, that is correct.
The game, it's an insanely fast puzzle game. Very RNG dependent. I've seen the tasks of this, and oh boy, that is a watch. If anybody has time to go check that out, that is, it's like the same thing happening over and over again, and you're just trying to figure out how they're winning. I found out later, after doing a little research, that the conditions for one of the victory conditions in this is to do a match of tiles of 9 or more, and it just forces a giant Bowser panel to drop and just KO your opponent instantly. So the task heavily manipulates that luck. Unfortunately, it's not a very human viable strategy. So Giga instead is going to play the normal way, quote unquote, through this. But yeah, this game was initially a Centellaview cartridge or flashcard download exclusive in Japan via Nintendo Power. And I guess it was so popular, it eventually did get a release for a retail cart, but again, only in Japan. So if you haven't heard of it, don't feel bad. I didn't hear of it until Giga asked me, hey, would you like to do comms for this game? And I was like, what is this game? I'd heard of the original Wrecking Crew on NES, but I had not seen this one. It's definitely been a cool game to research and watch and learn how it works. So Giga, would you like to explain how the mushrooms work?
Sure. When you clear your entire field of blocks, and you have no enemy NPCs on screen, then you get this nice message, and that spawns the mushroom. Your mushroom will enhance the next combo or chain you make in some way other than how making them vertically or horizontally does. I don't know the specifics.
Yeah, and you'll notice that the main gameplay in here is very similar to Tetris Attack. It is to force your opponent's blocks over that red and yellow line at the top between the 2 pipes up there. I counted it out. It's roughly like a 3-second timer that blocks have to be up there outside of a combo. If you're inside of a combo chain, I feel like the game will just kind of let you live there forever, a lot like Tetris Attack. But if there's no combo chain going on, after 3 seconds, your enemy or you will time out, and you'll get KO'd and end the round. double mushroom. But yeah, there's a lot in terms of hazards that you can inflict upon your opponents here. Koopa in the speed run, traditionally from the runs I've seen, is also traditionally just an annoying encounter for a lot of players. He just, for some reason, just never gives up, never surrenders. He's got that endurance of a turtle. So forcing him up here to the top is a trial unto itself, but I think Giga's got him here. Good job.
Thank you. That is one of the conditions for 100%.
Very nice. You want to go ahead and take the... Come back to it later.
Yeah.
We've got time.
I scheduled myself for half an hour. I don't expect this run to take much longer than 15 minutes.
Yeah, but as anybody who's played puzzle games, and especially quickly, can attest, RNG can just really make this estimate go longer than necessary. So erring on the side of caution here, probably the best choice. Moving on to what I can only assume is an amalgamation of a wrench and a dinosaur. If that's what that's what I think that is.
It is like one of the enemies from NES Wrecking Crew. I believe it was called Rocky Wrench. I'm probably wrong there.
All I know is he looks like a toy my son would play with. But you see, Rocky's a little more aggressive than his Koopa counterpart, so Giga should hopefully, as long as he gets some good RNG here, be able to clear him up relatively quickly. Already near the top section of the map, and you'll notice that as Giga completes combos and chains here, certain enemies will spit out of the pipe at the top. Those enemies can put you in a stun state. So essentially what they'll do is they'll just kind of meander on the platforms that you need to traverse. And if you collide with them without jumping on them, they will put you in a kind of a walk back. There it is. Knockback wobble. You'll be bouncing up and down uncontrollably for a set amount of time, depending on what you get hit by. So ideally, you do not want to be hit as Mario, because losing control of your character is never good in these types of situations. But if you can chain inflict those upon your CPU opponent, things will go rather nicely for you there. And down goes the wrench.
In time for 100% as well. For
Very
stages
nice.
2, 3, and 4, I should say, they have the reverse amount of minutes that you need to clear the stage in to get the secret stage. The secret exit, if you're familiar with Mario World.
Yep, so if all goes well during this run, we should be able to actually deviate to the 100% route, which will make the run a little bit longer, but you'll get to see more Wrecking Crew. This is Rocky, right?
This is Foreman Spike, I believe.
A Foreman Spike. Honestly, he looks like Waluigi. He should have just been Waluigi. If Camelot had come along sooner, we could have had Waluigi and Wrecking Crew. Nevertheless, you know, we're going through here, and Spike is pretty tough for all intents and purposes. He moves quickly and pretty competently throughout the run. He's pretty hard to manipulate in terms of getting him trapped by enemies and stunned like he could the wrench.
So we focus on steel blocks.
Yeah, I guess we should explain those.
Steel blocks are the result of yellow combos. Like this.
Yep, and they are unbreakable unless you use a bomb block. So you really have to go out of your way to break those blocks. And that's primarily the focus of Giga's run here, is the focus on yellow blockchains to get as many steel blocks on the field as possible to basically force the CPU to either spawn bombs, which also in turn spawns more blocks on their field, or just kind of shift around them. But as you see, eventually they do stack up. It is kind of tried and true. Giga will be taking other chain combo opportunities where available. It's not like he's going to exclusively forego all the other colors in favor of yellow, but yellow is the color we're looking for here to make the run go as quickly as possible. Chain?
At the moment, I want blue. Because blue's how you defeat your opponent, really.
Yeah, I believe a blue chain will force the rows upward.
Yes, it spawns blocks from below your opponent's side.
Yep. So it'll take, as you saw right there, it'll take one column and it'll force it up, constantly spawning blocks upwards. And got good RNG there with Rocky's AI. Was able to basically make him run upwards, and then all of a sudden there was blocks below he could break, but he couldn't get down there in time.
Right, final fight for any percent.
Yep, and we're already at Bowser in less than 10 minutes, or your money back. Bowser is, I don't think this Bowser is nearly as mean as Tetris Attack Bowser. Tetris Attack Bowser is a whole other beast, but this one's still pretty nasty in his own right. Again, it's about the competency of the AI when it comes to these battle type games. But I think Giga's pretty good at manipulating the blockchains to get the results he wants in terms of spawning, you know, the right hazards to basically gunk up the opponent's field.
Unlucky.
It's funny because Giga was telling me as we were getting set up, is like, I've had the worst practice runs before coming in here, and then he's been getting some pretty good RNG while we were getting set up, and again here right now. So thankfully we can bring you this run relatively safely. I say relatively. Sorry, Chad, I'm just now looking over at you and I'm seeing the name Tyrannosaurus Wrench, and I think that's a fantastic name for that wrench enemy over there that we saw back in level 3.
There is
some nice spawn-in chains here, you were saying?
There is another mechanic that I haven't mentioned even to you in setup. It's only part of Bowser's stage as far as the run cares, but as the game gets further on in difficulty, blocks just fall from the top of the screen faster. And on Bowser's stage, it actually matters.
Yeah, I'm seeing that. I'm also seeing this enemy that is what I can just only describe as a barricade with angst coming at you, and wow, just ruining Bowser's day.
That's it.
And that was really good RNG.
That's time.
That's KO. So that's time. Less than 15 minutes. Good job. GG.
Thank you.
So we have some time here. Do you want to go ahead and try to do the any percent? I mean the 100% route?
I will. I'm wondering... No, I'm not going to show the ending. It's just the ending. Come on.
So yeah, Wrecking Crew 98 is a very, very fast game. And if you are looking for something puzzle related that isn't going to take you like an hour to sit down and crank out, I would highly recommend picking up this game. It's a good time. Back to the foreman.
Yeah, before anything, I have to beat this guy in 2 minutes.
Yep. And it looks like we've got a ping from the organizers here, so we won't have time to show off the full 100% run. Sorry about that, chat. It is unfortunate. Let's see if we have time to at least... So you have to defeat Rocky here in less than 1 minute?
Less than 2 minutes.
2 minutes. Okay. Well, let's see if you can at least do that. And if I would say win or lose, we'll go ahead and wrap it up here. But just to kind of show how difficult that is. Like, Rocky does not give Giga like any any chances here. Like, well, I say that and he's just standing up there like a noodle. I was about to say he was being pretty active there. Oh,
I think I got it.
Up. Good job. So yeah, a lot of this boils down to luck, a little bit of RNG, and a little bit of execution. But I think that's going to do it for us tonight. Giga, would you like to go ahead and throw us out?
Yeah. Thanks for having me. Thanks for having Heavings. Thank you for being here, Heavings. And
yeah, no problem.
That's it. Thank you very much for watching.
Take care, Chad.